Hey, Fit Lovers.
Hey, Fit Lovers.
Welcome back. I'm Ramsey.
And I am Mina.
Well, you're probably wondering why we're sitting here in the car. The reason why is because the topic we're going to talk about today might be a little uncomfortable for some, and it's certainly not a topic we wanted to talk about in front of the kids. So we thought we'd get out, take a little drive, sit in the car, and do our show here in the car. So what topic are we talking about? The topic of open marriages. I know it makes some people feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's a topic that Mina and I have been hit up about on more than a few occasions, so we thought we'd talk about it. So, stay with us. You aren't going to want to miss this. This is the Fit Love Show. So when we say we've been hit up about the topic of open marriages, we mean we know couples who are in open marriages, and we've provided some advice on how to successfully navigate through it.
Okay, so to be clear, Ramsey and I are absolutely not in an open marriage. We're married to each other and nobody else. We're not sharing.
Nope.
But we aren't discriminating against those who are in an open marriage. Many people live that lifestyle or are curious about it, and that's okay. So in today's show, we thought we'd talk about the pros and cons of being in an open marriage.
Before we begin, we'd like to ask you to please click that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your notifications on so you'll be notified first when new episodes are released.
All right, babe, let's get it cracking.
So for those of you who don't know what an open marriage is, open marriages are basically non-monogamous relationships where both partners are allowed to engage in romantic or sexual relationships outside the marriage, with consent of their partner, of course.
As you can imagine, this isn't for everybody. So if you're considering an open marriage, consider these pros and cons first.
People have told us that they've sometimes felt trapped by their traditional monogamous relationship, and that they felt that an open marriage would be more suitable for them. Well, open marriages can offer people the freedom to pursue relationships with other people. And because they're doing it with their spouse's consent, they can do it without the guilt of feeling like they're cheating or going behind their spouse's back.
Open marriages can be challenging for people who get jealous easily. And like we said before, trust is key in any relationship. When one spouse begins to have feelings of insecurity or a sense of competition with the partner's other relationship or ships, it can hurt the trust between the two of you. And when trust is broken, so is the relationship.
As we said at the top, open marriages aren't for everybody. They require a high level of honesty and communication between partners. Having a high level of honesty and communication is obviously important in any relationship. So imagine how much honesty and communication there is between two people who aren't monogamous with each other, but manage to stay together.
It's obviously cool to have a strong marriage, and you and your significant other should always strive to have one. But in an open marriage, it's easy for one or both partners to get emotionally attached to other people. This can complicate the dynamics of the marriage and cause the two of you to drift apart.
Having multiple partners can be exciting. When you first get together with someone, it's common to have the feeling of butterflies in your stomach. Now imagine having that feeling all the time and with different people. And although for many it's unconventional, the idea of being with multiple partners can keep things fresh and interesting for some. Not us, but Yeah. I didn't say that.
Interesting. Whether it's fair or not, people may have negative opinions and create judgments about you and your open marriage. Open marriages are still stigmatized by some segments of society. That can lead to feelings of shame or guilt for some. Of course, there are those who don't care about what people think about them, and they aren't negatively affected by the stigma at all.
Whether it's out of a sense of obligation or because that's what your spouse desires, we all feel a sense of obligation to make sure the needs of our significant other are taken care of. Especially mine. Sorry, I was going to be cars driving by. We out and about. We had to film it in the car. What can we say? Now, when I say needs, I mean sexual needs. When both partners are allowed to pursue relationships outside the marriage, there may be less pressure on each person to meet the emotional and sexual needs of their partner.
If you aren't completely monogamous with one person, you should always use protection. Having multiple sexual partners can increase the risk of contracting sexually transmitted infections. STIs can pose significant health risks to both partners, as well as anybody else you're involved with. Even if the female half is on birth control or the male half has had a vasectomy, you should still always use a condom, especially when you're dealing with multiple partners. Ultimately, the decision to pursue an open marriage is between you and your significant other, but the decision should be carefully considered by both partners.
You'll want to approach the idea with open and honest communication, respect for each other's boundaries, and a willingness to prioritize the health and well-being of the relationship above all else. Well, Fit Lovers, that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Like we said before, Mina and I are super happy and super content being married to each other and each other only. But for those of you who are in an open marriage or considering an open marriage, we hope you got some good information out of this. And with that being said, please like and subscribe to our channel, Fit Love 101, and share this video. And don't forget to turn your notifications on so you'll be notified first when new episodes are released.
Yep.
Thanks again, Fit Lovers.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.